Yeah, so obviously you guys took a late lead in that second half. It was a 2-point lead. I believe it was a 2-point lead. The guy then sent the three. What do you think kind of changed from that point on and kind of picked you guys from, I guess, inching back?
I mean, we just didn't execute. Like we were not playing our best at all on defense. We just have to be better as a group. We have to be better in ball screen coverage, to be better guarding the ball, and we just were not getting stops tonight. I don't know what they shot, but I know it was a high percentage, and that's unacceptable.
Yeah, they ended up in, I guess, like the 60s, really, the shot percentage. Was there anything was it more of a matter of you guys kind of preventing them from, getting good looks, or was it just they were just making tough shots? Like, what was you?
I think it's both. I think we need to step up our pride on defense and our want to. A lot of that is things we can control. Guys are going to make tough shots. That's going to happen, especially on the road. You live with those, but you can't live with 63% of those. And they made some tough shots, but it wasn't all tough shots, and we have to be better, and we know we're capable of doing it. We've shown that we're capable of doing it, and we have to just continue to find ways to get stops.
Yeah, you guys were able to. It was a 10-point lead that they had in that first half. You guys cut it down tighter before halftime. What do you think you guys were kind of doing well in that stretch, especially they were shooting it pretty well at that point as well? What do you think you guys were doing differently in that stretch to tie up?
I mean, we got a string of stops, which allowed us to kind of get out in transition, get some easier baskets. That's usually the formula. I think we played a little harder during that stretch, and that's basically the difference. Is you get stops, you play hard, you put yourself in a good position to win, and when you don't do that, it's really hard to win.
In the bigger picture, you guys lost 3 of the last 5. Obviously, Miami kind of came down to the end. Are there any common threads between these games, or things that you can identify as sort of trends that you need to address, or are they all kind of individual?
Yeah, I mean, each game is different, and each opponent is different. I think defense is a key for us. I think we've played a lot of great defense leading up to this stretch, and we've kind of, I think, we just haven't executed the same way that we had been, and it's something we know we're capable of, something we are certainly going to get back to, but that's if you don't come ready to execute on defense, especially in this league, you're going to get beat.
By the same token, when they're banging in 40-footers off the glass and things like that, I mean, some of the shots that they got were shots you want them to take, mid-range, contested jumpers and things like that. Is it tough to reconcile them shooting 63% with some of the shots that they took?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they did hit some tough shots, but, over the course of 40 minutes, they shot 63%. And so, a lot of those were tough shots, but we just have to find ways to get stops. And, you could howl at the moon about banked shots and fadeaways, but at the end of the day, it comes down to just getting stops. And that's what we need to do, and we're going to do.
Finish up with Cormac, please. When you guys were in that 10-game win streak, it seemed like everything went your way toward the end of the game from your closing teams out. Last few that you lost hadn't so much been that way. Is there any similarity between the last few, what hasn't gone wrong as opposed to what went well before?
I just think it's a good test for us. I mean, we know we've been there before. We have to close our games better. It's not something that you point a finger at one game versus the next. We have to execute better. This is a good league. Teams are good. Teams want to beat us. We know we're capable of doing it, and we're going to do it going forward.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.